Did you know that we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts per day? And 90 to 95% of those thoughts are the same thoughts as the day before. If you want to change, as the only thing that's inevitable and constant in this life is change, if you want to change your life, you want to change your results, you want to change your reality, you have to think different thoughts. Because if you think the same thoughts day in and day out, you're going to get the same results. It starts in the thought. We become what we think about. That's what all the great leaders down through history all disagreed on everything except for this one thing. And that is, we become what we think about. So that means you can't think the same thoughts as you once did. This is a whole new identity. You have to become a whole new person. It's not how, it's who. Who would be the person to attain that goal, to attain that result, to live that life? Don't focus on the how, focus on the who. Because the mentally weak, the undeveloped mind is focused on appearing and acquiring. The highly developed mind, the mentally strong, are focused on being and becoming. You must have a high tolerance for stress, a high tolerance for pain. And through the personal development work in my program, you are going to self-inflict that adversity that's going to get you to develop that high tolerance for pain, to develop that mental strength, for you to be focused on who you are being and becoming rather than appearing and acquiring. You know that that's a dead-end road. It leads nowhere. So you're more focused on who you are and who you are becoming, because the things in our life are not an accident. Everything in your life is specifically for you, for your life's purpose, for your plan, everything. Don't question any of it, because it's all molding you into who you are meant to be in this life. We all have a gift. We all have a special trait, special characteristic, a uniqueness about each of us individually. And our purpose is to bring that out, to realize that, and for it to be realized in this life. But it's not going to come as the same person as you once were, or maybe that you are now. You're going to go through things. Those things are going to shift your mentality. You're going to develop wisdom, develop experience through that journey, through that event, circumstance, and you're going to come out stronger, better, more wise, more well-developed, and more ready for the next challenge, the next obstacle. Because it's inevitable. We only live in this life through suffering. Nietzsche said, to live is to suffer, and to survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. That means that this life is not meant to just be instant gratification, short-term pleasures, pleasure seeking, pleasure chasing. You must find more pleasure in living your purpose, in doing the things, the actions, the daily steps that are going to get you there, rather than the result itself. Because if you're just motivated solely by the result itself, you're never going to get there. You're not going to be willing to do what it takes, because there's going to be times where you are crushed. You are just brought down to your knees. It's going to be so daunting, so difficult, but that's what's going to cause you to grow. Pain, discomfort, growth, progression are all tied together. There is no growth without discomfort. Think about it. The comfort zone is pleasure seeking. Everything's nice and easy. You're right there. You have everything available to you. But the moment that you get out of that comfort zone, you have to think. You have to challenge yourself. You have to push yourself. And that's where you find the strength. You develop yourself. You develop those skills because you're put in the position where you don't have any other option. You don't have anywhere else to go. You have to address it. You have to face it. And the whole point is who, not how. Who you are going to be and become. When you focus on that, that's the only thing that matters. That will keep you going through it all because you're more focused on who you are in this moment. You're not concerned about how you appear to other people in this life. And when you get to that point, it's the most beautiful way to exist because you're not concerned about anyone else. You're only concerned about what you think of you. When you get to that point, you're free because it doesn't matter. You're no longer criticizing. You're no longer judging. You only care about what you think of you. No one can stop you. No one can cause you to think what you don't want to think. No one can cause you to feel bad about yourself or feel insecure. You know that you got you, and that only comes from you developing yourself, you self-inflicting that adversity before it happens through the daily process. And as you do that, every day, you're going to be growing. That pain that you're putting yourself through every day, through the workouts, through counting your macros, through dropping your vices, through the reading and reflection, through the wake up, you are putting yourself through that every single day so that you can level up, so that you constantly level up and elevate. And that's what I teach. I teach people that process. In my program, the Higher Self program, it aligns you in mind, body, soul with your higher self, to your conscience, to that voice within you that is aligned with your highest good for you to live this life fully. That's it. That's the whole point, the whole purpose. So don't get too confused, don't get too lost, don't get too focused on things outside of you, and focus on that voice, that being, that spirit that's within you, who you are and who you are becoming.